Hey everybody, it's Ron and Debbie, and we're back for this week's edition of Ask Ron.
I'm Ron.
I'm Debbie. All right, Ron, first question is from Beverly Newbern from New York.
Beverly.
Beverly is looking for guidance on how to handle a foreclosure situation in New Jersey. It's tenant occupied, and they're paying $1,700 a month. Her mortgage is $1,784 a month. The loan modification request was denied. It's not owner occupied. The amount needed to reinstate the loan is $85,000.
Wow.
In addition to the rental income, I can afford $1,200 a month toward a loan to reinstate the mortgage.
Right.
I don't want to file bankruptcy, and the foreclosure sale date is set for March 12th, 2019.
Well, what am I hearing that this is your property? Is that what you're reading? This is her property and she wants to try to save it?
Yes.
Because that's the only way bankruptcy can come in, right?
Right. So
Okay.
she says the house is worth $187,000, but the balance is $200,000.
Honestly, if it takes $85,000 to bring it current, there's got to probably more owed on it than that. But look, if they're not going to reinstate it, what are you going to do? You certainly are not going to come to closing with come to them with $87,000 to save this house. I just don't see that happening. I can't tell you how to save this house with that much behind, to be fair.
She does go on to say that her desire is to pay the amount in the arrears of $85,000.
I don't know why. So in other words, you want to pay way more than this house is worth. For what reason? I'm sure it's probably your residence, but gosh, there's plenty of those out there. Why don't you go, well, I don't know what your education level is with us, but we buy houses all the time without using our money or credit. And by the way, bankruptcy would be out of the question. There's no reason to file bankruptcy to save this one house. Go just get another house. And your credit's irrelevant if you come learn how to do it the correct way. I'd just let the house go if it was me. I know you're probably in love with the house, and I know you want to hear that, but economically and feasibly, it does not make any sense to try to save that house. It just doesn't. And if you, if you want to stall them off a while, just so you'll know, I mean, you can go get an attorney. It won't cost you much. He can file a countersuit and probably stall that thing out for months and months and months and months, if not years. If you wanted to, you probably should at least discuss that with one. But then again, I don't know what the end game is, because sooner or later you got to pay that bank off.
Okay, all right, next question is from Balakrishnan from Texas.
Okay.
My mortgage company says that Fannie Mae requires that the loan should be originated after June 1st, 2016 if they were to allow me to transfer ownership of my investment property from my name to an LLC. My properties were closed before 2016. Refinancing could be an option, but would be costly. What do I do?
Well, I don't know why you'd want to change the name into an LLC anyway. To be honest with you, I don't know why you're doing that. What you should do is just put your property into a land trust, and your bank does not need to give you permission for that. There's no tax consequences. There's no federal ID number. There's no annual report, and there's no annual cost. Land trust costs you little or nothing to put your house into it, and the bank can't call it due. They know better. Garn St. Germain Federal Depository Institution Act of 1982 prohibits it, and you don't need their permission. So be careful transferring these houses around, because you may even have a taxable event. You put it in an LLC. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing any of it unless you understand what you're doing. We got plenty of land trust lessons right here on the Gold Club, and I've even got back on my website, I believe on the front page, Debbie, if I'm not mistaken, I got an hour and 15-minute seminar on land trust. Is it still on my front page?
For Gold Club?
ronlegrand.com.
No, it's not.
How can I get to it?
Well, we've just revamped your entire site.
Well,
so.
is it on the Gold Club somewhere?
It would be on Gold Club,
Okay.
yes. So all you have to do is go to the search engine at the top of your Gold Club and put in land trust, and it will pull up everything there.
Good. And literally, this thing was over an hour, and I just did it recently, and frankly, about everything you'd want to know about land trust. And you don't need anybody's permission, by the way. The forms are right on the Gold Club site. You only need the deed and the declaration of trust. The deed gets recorded, the declaration goes in your filing cabinet. They're very easy documents to fill out. Now, if you're smart, you come see me at my Structuring Your Empire event on April the 3rd and the 4th, followed by Mastering the Phone on the 5th and 6th. And I'm going to go through all of that in great detail. In fact, you're going to be filling out a couple of them in class. In fact, if you're going to come see me, bring the details on this house and we'll do your deal or your deed right there in class for you so you can go down and record it. Get details on that. I'm sure that you'll probably get an email from us on it.
Absolutely. Okay, next question is from Allena Williams from South Carolina.
Okay, Allena?
I have both the IRA with Quest as well as an LLC. Do I have to create a new LLC purchased with the IRA, or can I make the existing one the LLC that my IRA owns?
You cannot transfer an LLC to an IRA. Your IRA has to form a new one. You cannot put anything you currently own in your IRA except cash up to $6,000 a year. Okay? Nothing gets contributed to your IRA, which is what you asked. At least that's what I heard. So your IRA has to form a new LLC, and your IRA is the owner of the LLC. And then when you buy properties, you buy them in a land trust. The LLC is the beneficiary, and the IRA owns the LLC. So you've got to comply with all the rules of the IRA to do that. And we even have a lesson on my Go Club site on that, I believe, and with step-by-step instructions.
Okay.
And if we don't, let me know and I'll create one for you.
Yes. Okay, next question is from Fernando Diaz from Connecticut.
Fernando, he asks a lot of questions, doesn't he?
Okay, my land trust bought a house in Connecticut with seller financing.
Got it?
As an exit strategy, I did a lease option. I lease option the single family house.
Okay.
My trust was unable to open a bank account. Should the tenant buyer make rent checks to the trustee?
The tenant buyer should make rent checks to whoever you direct them to, Fernando. Makes no difference how you own the property. You tell them where to pay the rent. They comply with whatever you say. Now, where they should pay the rent is whatever entity you're collecting the rent in, which you haven't told me. So if it is an LLC, I would call that LLCC, which is an investment LLC. That's who would hold beneficial interest of each of the land trusts that own a house. One house, one trust, but all the trusts can be owned by the investment LLC. Then you got one entity to collect all the rent, make all the payments, and pay the expenses on all those houses. Plus you got one tax return to cover all those houses. So I kind of hope that answers your question, and I didn't make a bigger mess than I fixed.
Okay, good news is that
More lessons on that,
there
too.
are lessons on the Go Club. Okay, next is from Stephan Atandilov from California.
Okay?
What are the exact steps to bring pre-NOD loan current and protect the deal? Should I get first title subject to and then call the bank to find out how much seller is behind?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't call the bank, but yeah, I would always get a contract first, at least a contract. Maybe not a deed until you find out what the details are. But honestly, you can get the seller's social security number and their loan number and call the bank's voicemail system, and it'll tell you how much is owed and how much the remaining balance is and how much it takes to bring it current right there, which is all you really need based on what you're asking me. How you go about bringing it current, to be honest with you, you should never close this thing without an attorney. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. Then your attorney contacts the bank and asks them if they'll allow the loan to be current, because they don't have to. See, they could take your money and apply it toward the loan and still call the loan due, because you're in default. I mean, your borrower's in default. So you make sure that the bank agrees to reinstate the loan before you go sending them the money. By the way, how do you think I learned that one, man? Okay, don't make the same mistake that I made, I don't know, 30 years ago. So get an attorney to help you close this, and then it'll be done right.
Okay, yeah, that was his last question.
Okay.
What if I bring the mortgage current, and can the bank call the loan
Absolutely.
due? And they can, okay.
Yep.
Okay, Ron, our last question today is from Christ Monroe from Missouri.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Ron. I was working with a seller 2 months ago. I was going to follow up again, but found out she just listed the house on MLS less than a week ago. About how long should I wait before following up with the seller to see if she's still interested in selling on terms?
Well, I'd send her a letter right away and tell her that you notice she still listed it. If it doesn't work out, please call you, and she'll probably keep that letter laying around. I don't know how long the listing is, because you didn't tell me whether you actually got her on the phone or not. It sounds like you didn't. So the best you can do is just get her to follow up. Now, it's a minimum of 90 days, and she probably listed it for 6 months, would be my guess. So, I'd probably call her in 90 days and see how it's going, and then you find out then how much longer is on the listing. Okay. But don't spend too much time chasing the dead ends. Generate a whole lot more deals, and don't worry about what one seller did or didn't do. And you'll have so much time spending on all the deals. When one or two of them crap out on the bottom, you still got more of them coming. Never, ever, ever have only one deal. When one's the worst number of business, never just one. Always need a constant flow of leads. Let the cream rise to the crop and the crap float away. Deal with the people who want to deal with you, and don't try to make other people deal with you that aren't ready to do so yet.
Okay, Ron, that's all we have this week.
That's all we got.
That's it.
Okay, guys, you should note now, mark these dates down, April 3rd and 4th. I'm doing a one-time only Structuring Your Empire event. And on 5th and 6th, right here in Jacksonville, I'm doing a Mastering the Phone event. Last time I'm going to do these, so you better get in. And I gave you an incredible price on these things. Debbie, do you know how they can go get the information on these things?
You know what? We'll put the link under this video.
Okay, do that, because I gave you a really, really good deal. And I don't really care what stage of your investment game you're in, or if you're not in it at all, you need to go check out these two back-to-back events, because one is designed to run your income through the roof, because it's all about making that closing call and making that visit to the house. And the other is to make sure you keep what you got for the rest of your life, and when you die, it goes to where you want it, and reduce taxes while you're still alive. So two very important events. Go check them out and take advantage of them before we fill up, because we only got 100 seats and I'm done. That's all we can take in the class. I'll see you next week. Go register right now.